Imagine a man alone in a room. The walls are a patchwork of newspaper clippings, red string, and frantic scribbles connecting faces and dates that, to anyone else, would seem random. This is the classic image of the conspiracy theorist, a figure of ridicule or fear in our culture. But if we look closer, through the lens of a character like Murray Bauman from the hit series Stranger Things, we see a more human, more tragic story. It's a story that isn't really about aliens or secret government programs at all. It's a story about loneliness and how a desperate, isolated mind can build labyrinths of conspiracy just to feel a sense of purpose and connection in a world that has left it behind. Murray's journey shows us that the hunger for a grand, hidden truth is often just a distorted reflection of a much simpler, more aching need, the need to matter and the need to belong. When we first meet Murray, he is the definition of isolation. He lives in a secluded, unkempt house, shouting his paranoid radio broadcasts into the void. He has been pushed to the fringes, a former journalist whose legitimate uncovering of real corruption, the toxic spill in Hawkins, was dismissed and covered up. This moment is the key. Society, the system he believed in, didn't just ignore his truth, it actively told him he was wrong, that he was a nuisance. This rejection is a profound social wound. When a person's genuine attempt to contribute, to sound an alarm for the greater good, is met with mockery or silence, something breaks. The natural human instinct is to find a new framework, a new story that explains not only the event but, more importantly, explains their place in it. Loneliness isn't just about being physically alone, it's about feeling that your voice has no echo, that your experiences are invalid. For Murray, the world stopped making sense in the official way, so he had to build a new sense, one where he wasn't a fool, but a visionary. The conspiracy theory becomes his personal epic, a narrative where he is the lone hero aware of the rot that everyone else is too blind or too complicit to see. This is where the psychology gets compelling. Our brains are meaning-making machines. We crave patterns and narratives to explain the chaos of life. For someone who is deeply lonely, disconnected from the daily rhythms of family, friendship, and community, the big, chaotic, often frightening events of the world become a substitute focus. A terrorist attack, a political scandal, a pandemic, these are massive, complex events that can make anyone feel small and powerless. But for the isolated individual, believing they have unlocked the secret pattern behind these events is a powerful antidote to that powerlessness. It transforms them from a passive, ignored observer into an active, crucial investigator. The loneliness is momentarily filled by the adrenaline of the hunt and the self-importance of the mission. Murray's wall of clues isn't just an investigation board, it's a fortress against insignificance. Every piece of string is a thought, a connection he has made, proving that his mind is active and essential. The conspiracy theory, in a sad way, becomes a companion. It gives him a reason to get up in the morning, a puzzle to solve that is infinitely more engaging and grand than the empty silence of his own home. Furthermore, this isolation creates a feedback loop that deepens the paranoia and solidifies the beliefs. When you are outside the mainstream social circle, you lose the gentle, constant reality check that comes from casual conversation. You don't have friends to say, "Hey, that sounds a bit far-fetched, have you considered this?" Instead, your ideas bounce around in the echo chamber of your own mind, or in the new, digital communities you find online, which only reinforce your views. Murray, before the kids and Joyce pull him into their circle, only has his own voice. His theories grow more elaborate and entrenched because there is no one to gently challenge them. The world, in response to his abrasive certainty, pushes him further away, which in turn proves his theory that they are out to silence him. It's a vicious cycle. Loneliness fuels the search for a secret truth. That search makes one more abrasive and suspicious, which leads to more social rejection and more loneliness. The conspiracy theory becomes both the symptom and the supposed cure for the disease of disconnection. But the beautiful, redemptive arc of Murray Bauman's story shows us the way out of this trap. It is not through debunking his facts or winning a logical argument. It is through connection. When Joyce Byers and later the rest of the group come to him, they are not coming to him for his wild theories about Russian spies. They are coming to him because they are desperate, because they have experienced something truly unexplainable and they have nowhere else to turn. They offer him something his conspiracy theories never could, a real, tangible problem that matters, and a role in a community. They validate not his wildest ideas, but his core identity as an investigator, as a seeker of truth. They give his skills a purpose that is rooted in love and protection, not in suspicion and alienation. We see the change in him almost immediately. The frantic, shouting radio host softens into a focused, capable, and even caring ally. He uses his paranoid skills, bug finding, interrogation, deduction, for a concrete goal, helping his friends. The loneliness begins to dissolve because he is no longer a voice shouting into the dark, he is part of a team, listening and being listened to. In the end, Murray Bauman's story is a profound lesson in empathy. It asks us to look past the easy caricature of the wild-eyed conspiracy nut. It shows us that behind the bluster and the bizarre claims is often a person who has been hurt, who feels cast aside, and who is building a complex fantasy world to cope with the pain of being unimportant. Their fight against a shadowy them is often a distorted cry against the everyone who made them feel invisible. The pull of conspiracy theories in our modern age, with its online silos and rising rates of real-world loneliness, is stronger than ever. People are searching for narratives that explain their anxiety and give them a tribe. Murray teaches us that the antidote to the poison of isolation isn't a better argument but a better connection. It is about bringing people in from the cold, not by agreeing with their fabricated truths but by acknowledging their very real need to be heard, to be useful, and to be part of something bigger than themselves that is rooted in the real, messy, human world. His journey from a lonely man shouting about Russians to a beloved, integral member of a found family proves that the most powerful truth is not a hidden one about controlling the world, but a simple one about the human heart. We all need to belong, and when we find that belonging, the monsters we imagine in the shadows often shrink down to size or vanish altogether, replaced by the real and present strength of the people standing beside us.